Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Air, the Memories of Old. We have made it back to the settlement and we're going to be given our next guidance on where to go, although I think I already know since we accidentally found it in the first episode. And who knows what we'll be rambling about today, but I can at least talk to these guys and get some guidance first. So let's see. Hi Dana, what have you got to say? Or Dinah? I don't know how I'm going to pronounce it.
We have been taking care of the land of gods for many years now, me and John, and my parents before us, but I haven't reflected on the rituals of the pilgrimage very much. Why is it that only bird shifters go through the pilgrimage? There are other shifters who are chosen by the spirit animals.
Probably because we're the only ones who can fly, I imagine. I don't think foxes and deer can really fly between these broken islands.
There are of course the stories that tell of Kara. She was a bird shifter too, but it feels as if there's more to it than that. As with Kara's light, I feel that you were given it to shed light on something important. But you still have a part of the pilgrimage left, don't you? Let's see. There's only one temple left now, and it's located beyond the storm of the Howling Peaks, all the way up at the roof of the world in the north. It's an old monastery where people lived, served, and learned in solitude. The sigil is located close to a small bell tower rather than the temple itself. Take care when flying through the storm. Sometimes it's difficult to find the way, and it's raging stronger now than just a few years ago.
Alright, John, what have you got to say? Have you seen Erin? I turned my back for just a second, and now I can't find her anywhere. She fell off the island. It's fine. She'll white out and then teleport back to the island eventually. Oh, this is all my fault. I know that she's as adventurous as her old man, but it's not the same. It's just different when it's your kid, you know. Will you please help me find her? I'll search around the camp and see if the skyboat is still here. Gods forbid she took the skyboat. Can you search the outskirts of the island and see if you can find her? Okay, so I guess they do have a way of traveling through the air. It's through the skies. It's just by boat rather than by turning into bird to fly. But you know what? That makes sense if you're not a bird shifter. Before we go looking for Erin, though, let's give Medvin a quick visit, and then we'll wander around the island and see if we can find Erin. I don't know exactly what we're looking for, but it doesn't hurt to look around, and if I can't find anything quickly, I'll just cut out that section of the video, Kiwi. But the game is giving us a kind of goal to do, so I may as well do it. Like a side quest of sorts, I suppose. But I'm curious to see if Medvin translated these tablets, or at least gives us an opportunity to read them now.
Och, I have some information, but it raises even more questions, I'm afraid. Before the caretakers, there was another entity, the Creator, whose shrine I bet you've found already. Since the world itself is his temple, he has no temple of his own. But there is a shrine larger than any temple. Strange, isn't it? I found an old text from the time of the Great Divide. The lighthouse shone a brilliant beam, and a monolith tall as 10 of the tallest towers of Urza appeared in front of my eyes. In one instance, the peaceful refuge of...
My brain does not process refuge properly, and I'm like, is it refugee? Is it refugee? Or I just pronounced it the same way, whatever.
In one instance, the peaceful refuge of the land of gods became instead sky, chaos, and piercing light, in the middle the monolith. I knew then that it was the Creator's shrine I gazed upon, for nothing else it could be. From it cracks spread, and the sound of 1,000 thunders drenched my mind. For us, the Great Divide is the tale of Kara and the beginning of the people of the sky and nothing more. Now I think otherwise. Kara visited the caretakers as you have done. It is said that she was given a great power when praying at the lighthouse. I believe this. Creature you see in your dreams is looking for this power, and for some reason it seems to be following you. I beg you, visit the last caretaker and see if you can find out even more. I will continue my search here.
It sounds like he's kind of translating these tablets and explaining what they say as we progress through the sections of the game.
If the Great Divide was the beginning of a new tale rather than the end of an old one, then how does the tale end? I think you are most likely to find out, and the caretakers hold more answers than any one of us.
Fair enough, Medvin. Alright, let's go see if we can find Erin. Now, I guess what will I talk about today? Certainly there's more to talk about in regards to Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I guess kind of both this game and Avatar certainly have themes of how mankind creates and can cause catastrophic damage to the world around them, and I was kind of talking about that a little bit in the last episode. I don't know how much more I'm going to harp on that, because again, it's a point of passion, but it's not really, I don't have a huge leg to stand on this pedestal with, just because there's a lot of information that I lack to give sound fact. Oh, wow, we found Aaron very quickly. Hi there, young miss. Your parents are worried sick about you.
Hi, Ock. Have you seen this? I found this rock in my expedition, all by myself. I am convinced that it is some kind of great evil monster mastermind's mineral minion. I have to keep it under close watch.
Okay, that is not the direction I thought we were going in. I would love her to be correct, but I do not think she is.
It hasn't done anything yet, except standing there, but I heard Medvin say that the black rocks destroyed Kara's shrine. I bet that it has something to do with that split mountain up in the northeast as well. Did you know that the spirit fox lives there? We went there once, me and Dad. I had to wait outside, but I found a large ruin, so I had an expedition there too. See, I am an awesome adventurer, and now you should take me with you. Maybe I should ask Mom and Dad first. If they say yes, then it's a promise. Promise?
Okay. Like, okay, this honestly looks like obsidian or maybe some metal, so maybe it is kind of Kuroku's, like, metal machinations. I guarantee you this is going to be sort of what the void creature looks like. Because we saw them in the ruins in the last episode, I think.
You kind of did promise, you know, so it's a deal now. I better get back to Mom and Dad soon.
I'm gonna go pop over to your parents, tell them, 1, you're going insane, and 2, I found you. You guys might want to put your daughter on a leash for a little bit. That is, don't put your kids on leashes. That just sounds bad. You have anything new to say, ladies and gentlemen? No, you do not, but maybe your dad who sent me on the mission will. You found Aaron, thank the gods. Well, I guess it... Oh, wait, no. You found Aaron, thank the gods. Well, I guess it's safe as long as she stays on the island. And she won't be away for long. Phew. Thank you, Ock. You really saved me. I really started to panic there. Where are you off to now? Why don't you search out the 3 caves in the Howling Peaks and see if you find something interesting? Come back and tell me about it afterwards. Alright, so it kind of looks like Dana gives us our main story goal, and John gives us side quest goals, so I guess he's telling us places of interest to explore. I don't remember where the Howling Peaks are, and sadly the map does not have any, like, any form of labels for locations, so I'm about as lost as I can be, but I remember encountering the Howling Peaks as we traveled north, so I'll head that direction. There are 3 caves we need to look for there. I assume in some capacity that's where the spirits live. I assume maybe this little unmapped area over here is also where the spirit fox lives, so we'll try and take a detour over there before we head directly to the roof of the world. Again, such a cool name for a location. I love the idea. Twilight Lake. Okay. Here's a little checkpoint. May as well hit that. Oh, it's an owl. Hello, owl friend. I think. Probably looks owly. I really have a bad habit of pressing the A button when I mean to just flap my wings and fly a little bit faster. Is there something in here? No, that looks closed off. Okay. I don't know. There's something inherently soothing about the music that plays when you're flying. But it only seems to play in this area. Oh, I have traveled in the wrong direction. No wonder we're seeing temples that we visited previously. All right, let's head actually to the northeast then. So, I don't know, I feel like I don't want to harp on the notion of mankind destroying the world around it too much, because, again, I don't really have any influence on that. I do what I can to be conservative in my energy and resource consumption, but I wouldn't claim that I'm particularly good at it. I do what I can, and I certainly could do more in that respect. I think it's important to recognize that our lives can feel like the only thing that matters, and in some ways it really is. We're the only ones who can live our own experiences. But I think it's important to acknowledge that our actions influence the world around us, and we can leave a mark that has an effect for many years to come, and to lose sight of that can be very harmful, if not for you, but certainly the people who have to follow after the fact. All right, let's see. Is there any sort of waypoint? This has a little light to it, so maybe there's something over here. I think we found this before. Oh, no. Oh, I'm... This is... Oh, goodness, the camera is fighting me here. Can I make it back up here? I think I can. I just want to see if this little lit up area has anything to do. These are the Howling Peaks. Maybe, I've already forgotten where the place that John wanted us to look for caves was, but I feel like it might be here. Let's see, do you have anything to say, my good sir, over here? No. Who keeps these lights? I wonder if anyone has taken shelter in the cave. Yeah, so here's a cave, alright. So this is the first of 3 caves that we can explore. They may have an answer for what we're looking for. So I guess it's not a side quest. John is just guiding us to help us find our key. Presumably within one of these 3 caves, we will find our key to access the temple up ahead. Or who knows, maybe we'll find a spirit wolf or something. Well, maybe not spirit wolf, we only just finished Neva. Alright, let's go this way. Beartooth Cave. Oh, maybe this must be the Spirit Bear's cave. Okay, that's exciting. Purple and glowy, I appreciate the aesthetic if nothing else. And we've got a little bit of a lore tablet, so let's see what this has to say for us.
Notes on Legend of the Western Clans by Rhett, the scholar of the Summer Islands. Everything in the land of gods is sacred, especially there is a shrine called the Lighthouse, which is rumored to be a place of power. Some ancient texts refer to it as the House of the First Light, the cradle of the world where the ancient gods first woke up and walked the lands. Now it just looms as a small black tower made from alien obsidian, lonely and abandoned, a relic in the eyes of our civilization.
So I was right, I called that either metal or obsidian, but it was actually obsidian. That's cool. I wonder if there was a volcano where people found the metals that they craft or such, because that's the easiest way to obtain obsidian. If I remember my earth science courses correctly, and I don't think I do, obsidian is a very low density rock that comes from kind of the surface level of magma or lava when it cools very quickly. Man, earth sciences were really cool back in the day. Rocks are fun. Maybe I like rocks. Maybe I am an earthbender after all. Who knows?
Is it a mistake that we don't care for what was left to us by our ancestors?
Alright, well, maybe we get to meet the bear spirit. I guess, what kind of voice would I give the bear spirit? I have to be mindful that I can't be super loud, but I have a silly voice in mind. I don't think I'll be able to pull it off, but I'll give it a try. I just have to make sure it's interpretable, because the voice I have in my head is not necessarily great at doing that. I'm now realizing that this is the tablet we just read, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I saw this relic, or this tablet of information, and it turns out it's just backtracking. Oopsie. Well, until we find something to interact with, what else can I talk about? I guess, as a kid, what were the superpowers I was always most interested in? I mean, I mentioned it before, I think flying was always the one that I wanted the most. Because, I mean, when you look at flying, it's just an incredible utility. The ability to bypass conventional traffic and potentially reach places that you could have never thought possible. Explore the world on your own terms in a different way from those that... Oh, okay, there it is. I was having a hard time interpreting what this was. I thought it was like a weird, gray colored rock with some leather on top of it. No, it's just a bear with a really fancy do. There he is.
My lady, welcome. It's an honor to receive you here. You may not know me, but I know who you are. Come, listen to my story. I still remember the time when Kara was still a cub. It was her first visit to the land of gods her clan was traveling through. I myself was just over 100 years. I myself was still young, just over 100 years, and as a chance would have it, they stopped for a rest near my home at the time. I was walking by and she went up to me. She was still without words, but she hugged me and her heart talked to me. Years later, she came back. She remembered me. One of her first memories, she said, I offered her a pact, but she had already entered one with the Bird of the Thunder Isles. We became good friends, however, and I was the first to meet her after the Great Divide. The Creator had split himself to lock away the void growing in his heart. The world crumbled, and he had given Kara the task of keeping the pieces of his being safe. 3 fragments of power, the void locked in its prison, and one last piece, his hopes, his dreams, and his love for the world and its beauty. Kara came to me much later again, when the world was calm once more, to present the last piece to me. The cub was as small as Kara when... The cub was as small as Kara when we first met... The cub was as small as Kara when we met her the first time. Her name was Mina.
Okay, so that's interesting. So basically, I think we read about it in Kara's shrine that she stumbled upon the Spirit Bear's caves in her journey. So I guess it was when she was so young that she hadn't even learned how to speak yet. But she came up and hugged this bear spirit and they became friends. which is a really cute story. Certainly there's a childlike glow of innocence and not questioning the world when it comes to little kids and big fluffy animals that could maul their faces off. Thankfully, I don't think the spirit animals necessarily follow that logic. I imagine this is what your mom would have been like as a kid, Kiwi, because your mom is obsessed with bears, much to the potential detriment of her life.
Oh, time flew so fast, my lady. I thank you for coming here. It was a great pleasure to relive the past for a short while. But the world is growing weary and it is missing something it once had. I hope for a great ending of this tale, and it seems it's not entirely over just yet.
Well, I'm glad we found the spirit. I'm glad we did find the spirit bear. That's a cool little bit of extra world building that we got out of it. But I think that's all there is to his cave, and we're not getting a key from him apparently. So I guess it's either the spirit crane, although it sounds like the spirit crane has passed based on one of the tablets we read earlier. So I don't know exactly how we're getting our next key to the temple. But basically, based on the information we have just been provided, it sounds like the void actually came from the original god, the creator god. And it was basically his doubts made manifest, maybe his concern for the things he created in terms of like what they could potentially do to the world around them. And the void just kind of manifested that, the greed, the corruption, the endless hunger of humanity to gain more than it strictly needs. But you definitely get a sense of man versus nature in this. There are the people who have kind of accepted their position in the world and life, and then there are the people who actively opposed it and caused the harm that befell upon this world. The metaphors aren't exactly the least. The metaphors I wouldn't say are extremely heavy-handed, but they're definitely very clear and loud if you look for them. All right, so I do not quite remember where we need to go, but let's see if we can find another cave. Oh, there's some light over there. Let's go over there. Thankfully, this game is surprisingly well exposed to showing us where we're looking for. This looks promising. Let's see. Anyone here to give me any comments? No, but that's fine. Into cave number 2 we go. I do think I'm going to have to take a break from recording after this episode. A combination of just recording nonstop for like an hour and a half plus all the voice acting is definitely leaving my throat a little dry and worn for show. Usually if I take an hour or two to just relax, drink some tea, I'll be able to recuperate. I've still got a couple hours before I inevitably meet up with you again, Kiwi. I'm still just quietly hanging out in, well, maybe not so quietly, but hanging out in the hotel room, spending my time with video games that I will share with you at some point or another. I will continue to say so, but this definitely feels like a good series to fall asleep to, because everything just feels very calm and kind of chill, and just we're just vibing here with nature while we put together the pieces of the world that we're trying to understand. Whoa, what did I do? This is terrifying. Oh, it's a bell. Okay, interesting. So I guess I have to jump on that one over there. I hope the spirit here doesn't mind what I'm doing, because this is going to be very loud. I actually am curious, before we go activating all the bells, let's see what happens if I go and visit whatever's over here first. It's vaguely ominous how rattly the world is becoming from activating those bells, though. Oh, you know what? It looks like whatever this is frozen in ice, so I bet we're about to shatter this ice from all the vibrating from the bell. Can't even tell what this is. I'm gonna call it the spirit squid until proven otherwise, because it's got kind of a squid shape there. It would be funny if it's a squid, but I sincerely doubt that it is. But I have a feeling we're gonna be causing some unintentional but pretty severe destruction to this cave system in a moment. Hopefully we don't trigger an avalanche. You guys look like you have something to say, perhaps? Oh, it's another bear spirit, I guess. And this guy's like, this is too loud, make it stop. No, make it more. It's kind of a cool, like, this is very simple in terms of puzzle platforming goes. It's literally jump on the things to activate them. But nonetheless, it's an interesting aesthetic and design choice, I have to say, if nothing else. Right, hopefully that's everything. Cool. Oh, yep, well, I definitely caused destruction. But I guess the power of air leaves things floating. We shattered that ice cube, so we'll get to go see what spirit animal is in there, or whatever it is, if it isn't a spirit animal. Glad the bells stopped ringing after that, though. Interesting that once they just kept ringing forever until all of them were ringing. I do wonder if, like, maybe the air they were describing is this, like, powdery, like, it feels like physically manifested mana if I had to, like, equate it to anything. Oh, well. Kiwi. I am sad, and I am bad, and I am sorry. Well, since I have to backtrack anyway, can I ring the bell again? No. Alright, that's probably for the best. That would have gotten really annoying very quickly, and I'm sure the spirit would have been really pissed at us for, like, constantly ringing these bells. I wonder if this is the spirit crane, because it sounds like the spirit crane died, but maybe they didn't die, they just got frozen in ice. We'll find out soon enough, or it might just be that even if maybe it's just the key and we don't have anything to hand it off to us here. That seems like a reasonable possibility too. Alright, what have we got? Yeah, it seems like that's the case. This was probably the key that was held by the spirit crane, but as the tablet we read earlier suggested, I think the spirit crane is dead. So unfortunately, we claim it without their approval necessarily. Or it could be something held by the spirit bear, I'm not sure. Either way, thankfully John was very kind in guiding us to where we needed to go. Dana pointed us in the large direction, John gave us the focal point. And there is our spirit wolf yet again to ruin my voice even further. If I was worried about my throat being shot by the end of this, well, here we go, Kiwi. Here we go. Alright, Mr. Tails, what have you got to tell us today?
My friend, the little wanderer, found her way to the far north. Aren't you cold? Even I can feel the chill through my fur. Might be the hot-bloodedness of humans. Well, at least you made the air shimmer in here. Like the stars found at the roof of the world, where the air is crisp and clear, and storms never rage. A key in the ice to break ice once more. Go west, go north, but don't freeze to death as other creatures before you.
Alright, thanks for that. All of these creatures seem to have, like, really funny, like, hairstyles. They have, like, kind of a mutton, or not a mutton, a mullet kind of vibe. I can't zoom in enough to, like, show it, but just like the bear, they kind of have, like, the top of their head polygon is a different color, so I'm just interpreting all of the animals in this world kind of having mullets. And it is throwing off my view of this world a little bit, I will say. Alright, so flight. Hands down was the superpower as a kid that I was most interested in. I'm less interested in it now, I think. I think I would still love it out of convenience, but it's exclusively that. I think as a kid it was just kind of the notion of, like, getting to see more of the world and just, like, I love the feeling of wind through my hair, and, like, when we're driving in the car, opening the window and just letting that be my air conditioning. I love that feeling.
Notes on Legends of the Western Clans by Rhett, the Scholar of the Summer Islands. There are numerous legends about the gods of the old clans. One such legend told by some clans in the far northwest says that there is not one creator, but two. One who made the realm which they call the Great Dream, and one who made the world and its inhabitants. They also speak of the Soul Pact, an ancient bond between us and the creator of our world. Fascinating, but hard to believe.
Alright, interesting enough. I would ideally like to find the final cave in this area if I could. It seems like they're pretty well telegraphed by ice, or by fire by the ice, or like little lit torches. But I think I'm more interested in progressing with the narrative of the game. If I had to guess, this seems promising. What are you, actually? Hold on, let's check out this island first, and then we'll go to the one right next to it. There's something here? Doesn't exactly look like it. Doesn't hurt to check, though. Here we go. There are some people here at the very least, or like shades. I guess I could call them shades, and similar reference to how Hades referred to denizens of the past, or deceased. Some sort of trebuchet sort of thing. Oh, here we go.
Eve, the god king demands more rocks for his mechanical beasts, and it's your heads if he doesn't get them.
Yep. So it seems like you can see them kind of strewn about throughout this area. Actually, there are trebuchets and ballistic, not ballistic, but like catapults. That's the word, catapults of some nature. I think this is I think we've been to this cave already, but maybe not. I'll check it really quick, but I think this is the first cave we went to, where the spirit bear was. Let's see. Does it have glowy purple rocks and mushrooms? Actually, I don't think there were mushrooms. I just interpret them as mushrooms because the glowy purple rocks look kind of mushroomy to me, in a Minecrafty sort of way, like very blocky. I don't know, man. I do think I'm coming up on a break from recording, though. My throat has, no, this is a new place. Discovered the tier. Cool. Alright, so we have found all 3 locations that John alluded to earlier. This one definitely has the most ominous vibes to it. Let's see what we can find here. Anyone to say anything first and foremost? It looks really cool though. I mean, like, look at this glowy purple, whatever these are. I don't know if they're like some weird, like, plant life? Maybe they're glow mushrooms. All hail the glow mushroom. Oh wait, it's not the tier, it's the tear. We see it's like that other thing we found before. There's a tear in the sky that probably leads to the void. And unlike before, I don't think I have a means of interacting with it and closing it off, like when we saved the deer. No, I feel like I'm missing something. Is there no one here to say anything? No? Some people are praying to it, some people are fearing it. Certainly a little bit of interesting visual storytelling. Here we go. Here's something.
My love gazes at the false sky, but she will not know me. I took her hand and said her name, but her mind was empty. I fear that it's the doing of the hungry star. It has stolen her soul. The followers say it's a new god, and that she is part of it now. The priestess of the old god said that her soul is lost forever, but do I want to believe this? She will try and close the rift She will try to close the rift it has opened to our world, but all those who wander on the other side will never come back. Her name was Sarita.
Alright, so basically I think this is kind of just like a manifestation of the void, a portal to another realm that consumes people's will to live or will to exist and think for themselves, kind of like what was alluded to in a previous tablet. But alright, we found our 3rd cave. I'm happy that we're getting some good world building here. But I think we are coming up on an episode actually, Kiwi, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause, I'm going to save, and I'm going to give my voice a little bit of a break, but let's go ahead and get to the temple before we call it an episode. So, I guess, do I have any closing remarks? I guess, what do I think about this game so far? Again, I think my best thought about this experience as a whole so far is it's just been a kind of a chill, fun little world building experiment, and I enjoy. I enjoy game. Jeff, enjoy game good. I think mechanically it's very simple, narratively it's overall pretty simple, but sometimes that simplicity is nice, having something that's kind of mindless that I can just gush about Avatar and little thought experiments and kind of give some, I guess, minor political opinions, which I try to avoid doing so as much as possible on this channel for sure, but I don't know, for what it's worth, I think it's a quaint, nicely put together experience, and while the story it tells is simple, I still think it's a good story nonetheless. But here we are, our final temple. So let's do a superhero landing. Woohoo! Oh, I shot a little bit low. Oh well. Not so superhero after all, but oh well, Kiwi. With all that said though, I think I'm enjoying this game for what it is. Simple as it may be, it tells a concise story, it has a simple gameplay loop, and it's fun to just explore a world and try to build the history of it at piece by piece with the information that's afforded to us. It's fun. It's fun to think, I guess is how I'm going to end this episode. So with all that said, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and we'll watch this cutscene, and then we'll call it an episode. But I hope you're sleeping well. I already said that. I can say it again. I hope you're sleeping well, Kiwi. Alright, I'm going to take a break, refresh my brain, refresh my throat, and we'll pick it up again either tomorrow or when I feel like it, I guess. See you then, love.